I think you can get it too on like Sun Up Sundown on Amazon or anything like that. Should have gotten a CD. I got my computer in the car, the truck, but.
Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Where's your microphone? Check 1, 2 there.
How hot is she? You're rolling pretty hot, or?
Yep, we're good there, I think.
Sweet.
Check 1, 2.
Good
Okay,
deal.
let's get this started. In studio with Jeremiah James Korfe.
Yes,
Welcome home.
I know. My dad played an evil trick on me. I was calling him from Nashville, and usually I come back, every spring and fall for crop works. But I said, "Hey, is there any snow left on the ground?" I said, "I'm wrapping up some studio tracks," and I go, "I can make it up there." And he's like, "Yeah, there's a little bit in the ditches." And I was thinking, it'd be gone by the time I got there. Right? We got another snowstorm after the time I got back. And
Right.
So I'm out of here.
Right.
Left again.
You talked to your grandpa about winters we've had. I would bet this one probably ranks up there as far as the late ice and snow like we talked about.
Late ice and snow, yeah. It definitely was one of the things that, I was just moving some bales for my cows the other day, and there was still ice under, and that was about a week ago.
Right,
so
right.
That's just not even fair.
Exactly. So Nashville most of the time, and of course the planting season underway, and you're back home. I've been following you on Twitter here for a number of weeks, so trying to keep up with you that way, but it sounds like you've been pretty busy.
Yeah, trying to get all the crops in is one of those things that we're trying to keep on top of, but when it rains this much, you can't really get it in. But I go back and forth from here to LA during the summertime a few times to do some writing sessions out there for a few artists and producers, and then winter spent now in Nashville, and then come back up to the farm. So between Dad and I, we got about 2,000 acres to get in, and so we're sitting behind the 8 ball this year.
Right.
Definitely,
right.
We don't have the nice luxury of sand as you folks in Medina County have.
Yeah, exactly.
Central Todd County, we're a little bit picking rocks and dealing with mud.
Right. Well, some of the photos I've seen that you've posted on Twitter, it looks like you got some pretty good equipment to work with.
Yeah. When you get the big stuff stuck, it takes a lot more to get it out.
Get it out, exactly. Well, once again, I'd like to welcome you to our studios, Jeremiah, and your story has been... It's been an amazing story locally. You've nationally gotten a lot of attention in the last few years, and it seems like you're staying very busy in the music scene. I yesterday played "Sweetest Distraction," a tune that you cut with Megan Lindsay.
Yeah.
And I've been following her as well. You tell that
She's
girl,
great.
you tell her that up here, us hillbillies up here in the woods would like to talk to her sometime
Tell
too.
you what, man, when because she sang in Steel Magnolia for a while, and she's doing her solo things, and she's just talented. There's nothing about it. And she really made that song, Sweetest Distraction. When I wrote it, I met with her out in LA at a coffee shop, and I said, "Hey, I got this song. I would love for you to sing vocals on it." And the funny story on meeting her was randomly at a karaoke bar on the Honky Tonk at about 3 a.m. in Tennessee one day. And I was like, "What's this girl doing singing karaoke?"
Right.
And my buddy's like, "That's the singer from Steel Magnolia." I'm like, "Well, she better be doing something. That girl's got a voice like from heaven."
Exactly.
So she made that song, and I actually had a couple people message me yesterday saying they hear that. So I always appreciate it when stations play, and so it's always fun too when local guys will play this stuff from home. It's not easy as it was back in the day.
Back in the day, and it's an opportunity to you've got a lot of family back home and that kind of thing as well. So that's a pretty important part of your life, and well-grounded, good, strong family, and that's probably a big element in what you're doing today.
Yeah, huge. I mean, it's funny when you're younger, you can't wait to get out the farm.
Right.
Then once I'm out the farm, and I've played music in about 15 different countries, and got to play in LA for several years. And the only thing I keep thinking about, especially in a city like LA, where it's a whole different monster, is get me out of here.
Right.
All I want to do is get back to the farm.
Right.
And so it's been a fun last couple of years where I finally found my niche with writing and performing wise. So it's fun. It's fun to have everybody's support here. It really does mean a lot to me, because it's if you don't have friends, family, and your hometown crew behind you, then it's
Right.
really tough to get anybody else behind you. So
Right.
it's
Yeah.
always appreciated. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
no doubt. So, since Sweet Home Alabama, you've been busy, and it looks to me, at least from what I can see, and I'm not dialed in certainly as much as some of the folks you're around, but it seems like things are going in the right direction for you.
Yeah, this last trip to Nashville was, I'm working on, this is my first full-length country
Mhm.
EP that I've done, and it's fun talking in Los Angeles how big country's got, because now I'm doing co-writes with country singers in LA, which was pretty much non-existent 5 to 10 years ago when I first got out there.
Mhm.
And so it's just one of those big things that it's becoming wildly popular, not just an American sound base now. It's, from Australia to London to Germany.
Right.
There's these tours happening everywhere that it's just opening up. And the saying kind of goes is rock and roll's last stance is in country music.
Right.
And it really is when you listen to the way these songs are produced and developed. It is where you're still hearing gritty guitar tones.
Mhm.
Lyrically, they're not the same as old country, and that's fine because music progresses, and that's why
Mhm.
you have the old country to still listen to. But it really is fun mixing the two,
Right.
and having some rock with your
Right.
country.
Right.
So it's a good thing.
Yeah. You mentioned that musically out there right now, at least on the guy side, who do you see? I mean, who do you look at that's really moving this thing, in the direction that you like to see it going?
On the countryside,
On the countryside.
there's a few great artists that are really punching it, but it's the fun that a lot of guys will run the folk route with a
Mhm.
little bit of rock, and a lot of guys will run the pop route with a little
Mhm.
bit of rock, and then some stick down to the down home stuff. I'm a huge fan of Dierks Bentley.
Mhm.
Not only his music that he's writing, but his fiddle player Dan, who played on another single I got coming out.
Mhm.
He's a Minnesota boy, so I'm already off the
Right.
bat like, yes,
Right.
go Minnesota. See,
There
we
you
got
go.
country up there, and down south for some reason they don't think we're country up here. They're like, what are you guys up there? I'm like,
Exactly.
we're more country just because we don't have red dirt roads doesn't mean we ain't got them. So,
Right. Exactly.
yeah, Dirks, he's hitting it, I think, dead on, and it shows. 10
Mhm.
number one hits in the last how many years?
Right,
That's
right.
You can't duplicate that, and so
Yeah.
he's doing great with what he has, and he's a great family man and everything like that. So
Yeah.
I'm always happy for him.
Yeah, his music I think speaks for itself. I mean, that's his identity. It's his print on what he's doing, and
Jason Aldean's another one. He's
Mhm.
nailing them. He's singing. Jason still sings about the simple
right.
storyline that country music's always had to offer.
Mm-hmm.
For like Flyover States, it just talks about the two guys on the plane, but yet he's still got some gritty backbone
Right.
in those, which is always fun too. So
Yeah, the analogy of this popped up the other day in a conversation I was having with someone. We were talking about country music and rap, and in the two, I think, and maybe you would agree or not, are similar in the sense that they're two completely different genres of music, but yet they probably tell